This is the Gen 5 Runner channel, and I'm Joe. Today I'm going to show you how I make sourdough crumpets. What? No, crumpets. No, you don't. It's not a brass instrument. A crumpet is like if an English muffin and a pancake had a love baby, that would be a crumpet. Let's get started.
Before you scramble off to get a pencil and paper to take notes, the full recipe for crumpets will be at the end of this video. You'll have plenty of time to write it down then. If you're obsessed with cooking enough that you actually have your own set of crumpet rings like I do, you can use those and skip this part. But if you're more normal than that, you don't have crumpet rings. And so there's a number of things you can use. Used to be people would use tuna fish cans. But tuna fish cans now are molded so that you can't cut the bottom off easily. So I came up with this idea, and it works. Just take a sheet of aluminum foil and fold it over itself in about a 1-inch width. Keep folding until you get to the end, and then you'll make a joint. To make the joint, simply bring the ends of the foil strip together and then fold them over twice. It's sort of like making a paper chain out of colorful paper for your Christmas tree, if you're old enough to remember that sort of thing. You need to make 4 to 6 rings depending on the size of your griddle. Now let's make our batter. As always, we start by stirring up our sourdough starter very well. Measure out 1 cup of starter and pour it into a small to medium-sized bowl. To your starter, add 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Finally, we'll add 1 whole egg and then mix it all together thoroughly. To this, we'll begin adding flour, 1 or 2 tablespoons at a time until we get the right consistency, which is a little thicker than pancake batter. Once the flour is incorporated and you have the consistency you want, let the batter rest for 15 to 30 minutes. While your griddle is warming up, add the final ingredient, which is 1 teaspoon of baking soda. This will react with the acid in the starter and cause the batter to foam up a little bit. Next, we need to prepare the griddle and the rings by spraying them with a light coating of canola oil. Make sure you get the inside walls of the rings. Now scoop about 2 to 3 tablespoons of the batter into each ring. Every griddle cooks a little differently, and you're going to have to find a balance between the amount of batter you put in and the temperature of the griddle. If the temperature is too high, the bottoms will burn. If you put too much batter in, they won't set up correctly. What you're looking for is little bubbles to form on the surface of the crumpet and pop and stay open. So you're just going to have to play around with it with your griddle to figure out what works best. You might need a thicker batter, a thinner batter, or a change in the temperature. I'm going to speed things up now so you don't have to wait to see the crumpets cook. Notice how the bubbles form on the surface, pop, and stay open. Once the tops of the crumpets are completely set up, they're done. You can remove the rings, usually they just fall off, and scoop them off the hot griddle with your spatula. And here are the finished crumpets, nicely browned on the bottom and full of little holes to soak up the butter and jam. Let's give them a test. Well, it's official. They are pug approved.
I hope you enjoyed the recipe and that you'll try it. Crumpets are amazing. Delicious, soft, chewy, lovely little things, and a nice break from the standard biscuits and pancakes that you would have on the road. So it's an easy recipe to make. Just make those little foil rings, mix it up sort of like pancake batter, a little thicker, and cook them on the griddle. You'll like it. Thanks again for watching, and remember, always arrive safe and leave clean. Cheers!